Hey there, everyone. So it is Sunday, and that it means it is time to look myself in the virtual mirror or the camera and kind of review my goals. This is already week 5 of my goal review with you. We're going to be doing this every Sunday. Um, you're going to see kind of how I break down my life, what's important to me, what we're doing. And again, I do this. I've been having goals usually monthly, now weekly for decades. And if you're not doing it, I suggest you do it. And again, what you'll just see just how important goals are for me, both creating them, sharing them, tracking, and kind of reviewing each and every week or each and every month on how we're doing. All right. You want to ask, how did we achieve financial independence? Well, it was by taking one step at a time. It was by having big goals and moving forward. And, if you want to be a real estate investor, you need to, I suggest, have goals. I think you should share them. I think you should track them. And you shouldn't be afraid to change them, right? If you watched my goals for 2019, I had a mid-year reset. Again, there's a playlist on this channel. Just go back and look. I think they're all 8 to 10 minutes long. You can look at January, February, March, and just see how it's going. Now doing this weekly, you're going to see me change every 13 weeks. Every 13 weeks, we're going to have a new goal set, and we're going to just keep moving forward together. So without further ado, let me share with you my week 5 actuals. Okay. So yeah, we'll move this out of the way. All right. So again, for me, I believe the most important thing for me at this point, just where I am, is my health. I got, at least for me, a little chunky there. I was heaviest I've ever been at the beginning of this journey, which started on December 1st. I saw no reason to wait till January 1st. So the first section I call health. Want to work out 5 times a week. I have been good on this. Even during the holidays, I nailed 5 times a week. I did start intermittent fasting. I have done that successfully 6 out of the 7 days the last 2 weeks. I took Christmas off and New Year's Eve off. Just did what the family did. It was important days. And also became a vegetarian, except for Christmas and actually the day after Christmas, because we had some leftovers. So for me, that's a big deal. I never thought about being a vegetarian, but giving it a shot, and actually pretty amazed at my energy level and just surprised. So, but just know, being a vegetarian means you can still eat terrible. You can still get excuses to have desserts and cookies and crackers and just all that processed stuff. So you got to be diligent on that. But so far, so good. I would have hoped to lose more than 1 pound last week, as I worked out pretty hard, but it didn't happen. So we will just keep moving forward. But that brings the total to 7 pounds lost in 5 weeks. So if that trend continues, I'll be down to the low 190s at the end of 13 weeks, and I'd quite honestly be happy with that. Next up, social media, right? If you follow this channel, I do daily financial news every single day. I usually do another video each day, so average 2 videos a day at least. Love to do interviews. Last week was a good week. Had our highest view of this 13-week tracking at just under 4,800 views. So I appreciate each and every view. Do me a favor, keep sharing the channel, liking, commenting. It all helps the YouTube algorithm. And, it's a lot of fun to do this for you when I get the kind of reciprocation of people watching. So it's pretty awesome. Next up, podcast listings. It was a downtrend heading into the last 4 weeks. We had a big spike. I think a lot of this is because of the playlist, the 21 lessons learned from one rental at a time. If you don't know, I wrote this book, but a part of this book has 21 lessons learned, and Tom Ferry, the #1 real estate coach, recommended I create a video for each. And I told him I'd get that done by year end, and I actually got it done in 4 days. So once again, exceeding expectations. So I think that's one of the reasons for so many listens last week, is a lot of people listened to all 21, and I appreciate you. Let me know what your favorite is. And if you haven't seen it yet, go check out that playlist, because there's 21 lessons learned. They're all 4 or 5 minutes long, and hopefully they help you. YouTube subscriptions still exceeded the goal, just over 100 last week. I really do think something I need to work on is getting interviewed on other channels. I do an okay job of inviting guests of quality to this show, one rental at a time. But I do think I need to be interviewed on other channels and grow the audience that way. So if you want to do me a favor, go on other channels and people you listen to and just say, hey, you need to interview one rental at a time. I would appreciate it. Anybody you think needs to interview me, blow up their comments, tell them about me, and I'll thank you for that. So greatly appreciated. It could be YouTube, it could be podcasts, it could be Instagram, or anybody else you think should hear the one rental at a time story. Tag me in it, and I appreciate you. Instagram subscribers. Wow, what a big disappointment last week was. We netted 2. Yeah, 2. Not a very good week. Have been on Instagram not very long. I post something every day, or my team does. I actually pay someone to take quotes from my videos and create little Mike Zuber quotes and post them. So yeah, that was not good, and I need to figure out what's going on there. That was a pretty horrible week. Next up for deals, again, if you don't know, we opened up an office in Fresno and we call it the Hub. I am looking to generate deals, both buy and hold, as well as purchase slumlord or rundown properties. And I'm doing this one of several different ways. First off, I'm offering out of the multiple listing service. I do want to offer at least 5. It's been slow. I only hit this once so far, so I need to figure it out. It's not that I'm not looking. It's just that there's no inventory that's not even close to making sense. So I actually tried to offer on 2 condos last week, but they turned out to be owned by the same person, and they're not interested in selling for what I consider even a reasonable price. They're at least 20% price too high, but they own them and they can do what they'd like. Haven't closed an MLS deal in a few weeks. We do have that one on Madison that we closed, which we're really excited about. But we're going to go through not eviction, that's the wrong word, 90-day notice, because they do have to vacate so we can remodel. So that's just about starting. Stratton, one of the guys at the Hub, we are going to be doing some marketing together starting in January. He is now back from a well-deserved break. He had a monster December, so good on him to take some time with his family, go back to Utah, see his mom and dad, so good on him. Didn't even review any deals with Stratton last week, so Stratton, we got to get going. Come on, man. What's up? Then there's another gentleman at the Hub who occasionally we are looking at deals, or I'm marketing with him. I've spent a couple of grand. I think that's actually summarized below, so we'll look at that. And I did look at one deal from him last week. So again, making progress. You got to look at deals in order to write them up. So we did look at one. Next up, marketing. I'm going to spend about $5,000 this month, or this quarter, these 13 weeks on marketing. I haven't done it before. I need to get my metrics in place. I need to hold Stratton, Adam, and others accountable. So we're working on all of that. Probably some more going in January once Stratton gets ramped up. I am going to start working with a sub 2 partner. Now that the new year is over, we agreed to get back together in January. I do have another partner who's making noise about doing some code violations, but we really haven't gone to the next step. I am totally open to other partners. If you are interested and you want somebody to help you with marketing, somebody that you know is a cash buyer, and you prospect and look in Fresno, let's talk. And then I did tweak this Road 23 because I do want to network with more agents, and I actually had an agent bring me a deal. Somebody I'd been working with trying to get a deal done for a while, and he said, "Hey, I found one for you. What do you think?" I said yes, and he said, "Great, I'll write it up when I get back from a trip." So looks like we might be locking this one up in the middle of January, but we will see. Then next up, cash flow. If you don't know, I think unit counts and all of that is not the best measure. I think I know lots of people have lots of units or say they have lots of unit and they have nothing. Hey, I did 1,000 unit syndication. Well, how much do you own? 1%. Well, okay, 10 units. and there's not really any equity or cash flow. So I think it's misguided. What I do is I track cash flow, right? I'm trying to track cash flow increases. So last week we paid off some debt as we rolled off the year. And this week we put a new unit that we bought into service. So we've had it, we fixed it, and a tenant moved in, I think on the 1st. They might have moved in on the 31st. But anyways, they moved in, and now we are getting $500 cash flow. It was a little house. We actually do own it free and clear because no bank would lend on it, the condition. I do not believe I'm going to burr this one and pull my cash out. I'm just going to let it sit there and be okay. But we've increased cash flow $1,100 here in the first 5 weeks. So pretty excited about that. No flips sold last week, and we didn't buy any flips. And again, these are actual closings, like completed escrows, HUD ones, all of that. We do have 5 or 6 in escrow, including an apartment building. I'm selling one of my apartments because I believe they are overpriced. I've been saying apartments are overpriced, and just realize when I tell you on this channel is things I am doing. So when I tell you multifamily is overpriced, I put my actions where my words are. So I listed an apartment to be sold, and it's actually in escrow. So we will see if that closes. It probably won't close until middle of February because 45 days and all of that. But I share that with you simply because I want you to realize that it is important for me to have action that matches what we are talking about on this channel. And then spending. This is one I'm really excited about. I actually did spend some money here. It was actually last week, but I had forgotten until I saw my credit card statement. I spent $100 buying Christmas outfits for Olivia, Teresa, and I to wear on Christmas Eve and Christmas, full body onesies, I guess you call them. They were all crazy designs, and we just had fun, watched some Christmas movies, and had a good time. A little bit less than 100, but you throw that all in together. So definitely not a need. We didn't need these. We didn't need them by any stretch, but I wanted to create a memory. I wanted to take some silly pictures. And I spent $100 on something that I wanted. And again, it's important to track this because I talk about needs and wants. And I think about this every time we go shopping or go out to the mall or whatever. I'm like, nope, I don't want that. I don't want that, because I know I'm going to have to report back to all of you. Last week, didn't do anything unique, didn't have any experiences. I did stay up on New Year's Eve, which is rare for me, to midnight. So that was interesting, but nothing that I would consider earth-shattering. And then finally, the One Rental at a Time brand story. Again, I hope it's something that is building belief and confidence in you. We once again produced more than 2 hours of original content. We had a huge week for book sales on top of a huge week last week. So thank you very much. We actually sold 72 books last week, which is pretty awesome. And I wish I knew why we were increasing so drastically, because I would do more of it. But that's 7 books a day. So that's 10 books a day. Wow, bad math. That's 10 books a day. So pretty cool. Lots of people signed up for the free course. Again, I had a free course I created. You can find it on one of the links below, and also on my website, onerentalatatime.com. And then we had one person sign up for the paid course. I think the paid course is the best out there. It really helps you build confidence. It helps you understand how to learn a market. It helps you understand what an average, what a good and great deal is in your market and your asset of choice. I talked to a student this morning, and I related it to a golf swing, right? Anybody can pick up a golf club, but you really do need a coach to give you a little bit of the subtleties and how to swing it. But I don't think that coach should cost thousands of dollars. I've priced this below $200. It should be less than a month of cash flow once you get your first rental. So it's out there, and it's there for you. And I know it helps you. It's helped students alike, and you can find on this channel the playlist. So go take a look. And then I wanted to give some money away, which we did earlier. I think it was right before Christmas we did this. We gave $1,000 away to a worthy organization. Giving away money to worthy charities of my choice will be a big deal for me going forward, now that I'm in a position to give time and some money. So I look forward to doing that. So this is my week, summary of my actuals for week 5. What do you think? Can you help? Can you help grow the channel? Any recommendations on Instagram, right? 2 people, subscribers added on Instagram. I don't know. Wasn't very good. I'm disappointed. And, but love the book sales, like what's going on in the business, like where we're headed in the health. I do wish I lost more than a pound last week, but can't wish for it. Got to work for it. I should have worked harder. Should have ate cleaner. It's really that simple. But in the end, the one rental at a time story is growing. I want to build confidence for you. If you're ready to get started with real estate investing and just get to 4 rentals, I can help. And look forward to talking to you next Sunday about week 6 and tomorrow morning about our daily financial news. Have a great day.